Today, let's see another answer key from the book Treasures of English for Class 8th. This is Unit 4, Section 1, The Day Beni Pishi Lost Her Voice. Answer key. Unit 4, Wit and Humor, Section 1, The Day Beni Pishi Lost Her Voice. Answer orally. Part A. A person usually blushes when he is feeling shy or embarrassed. Part B. Beni Pishi was blushing because the secret behind her strong and everlasting teeth was out. Though she boasted about her teeth being strong like the Himalayan rocks, it was revealed that she actually did not have her own pair of teeth. Next exercise, multiple choice questions. Number 1, part B, her brother. Number 2, part A, the ghost on the neem tree. Number 3, part B, the narrator had often climbed neem tree with open tresses. Number 4, part A, talkative. Read and answer. Number 1. One fine morning, all the people in the village, including the narrator, came to hear the Beni Pishi had lost her voice. Beni Pishi was not talking, and according to the narrator, that was like a rose not emitting fragrance. It was impossible and strange. There was hardly anyone in the narrator's village or in nearby village who had not heard of her reputation. Beni Pishi was a compulsive talker. Number 2, there was not a moment in which she could manage to keep her mouth shut. That's why the narrator referred to her as a compulsive talker. Number 3, Pishi stayed with her brother Ghansham, who incidentally was a teacher for mathematics in the village primary school. He, being a man of few words, was a total contrast to his sister Benny. People who knew him closely claimed that they had never heard him speak a word not pertaining to mathematics. Number 4. According to Ramu, Dinu Mondal had also once lost his voice like Beni Pishi due to the presence of a ghost on the neem tree who was also under the spell of a ghost. Number 5. Ramu suggested to send for someone who could drive away the ghost, so such a person was sent for. Arrangements for driving off the ghost were made. A big fire was lit at the center of the courtyard. The man, dressed in red and chanting strange words his loudest, began thrashing Beni Pishi with a broom. Number 6. Beni Pishi snatched away the broom from the man who was thrashing her. She thrashed him to pieces. The man left howling and leaping the way the villagers had expected the ghost of the neem tree to. Next exercise, think and answer. Number 1. It was something unusual to see Pishi not talking, exactly like a rose not emitting fragrance. She was a talkative person and it was rather impossible to see her not talking. Number 2, part A. Beni Pishi was not under the possession of a ghost. Part B. She had to use a pair of dentures onto her toothless gum. She did not have her own pair of teeth. Part C. Beni Pishi's brother helped her to solve the problem as he purchased a pair of dentures for his sister Benny, as she had probably lost the dentures while taking a bath in the river. Number 3, Part A. Beni Pishi had the reputation of being a compulsive talker. Part B. She was a talkative person. Number 4. The teacher should encourage the student to write about an amusing incident based on the topic. They can correlate the character of Beni Pishi with a similar character or can create a similar character on their own. Next exercise, reference to context. Part A. The narrator and the people who had gathered asked Ramu. Part B. They said this because they had never seen Beni Pishi so quiet and wanted her to be her normal self again. Part C. The remedy was to send for someone who could drive away the ghost. Part D. Arrangements for driving the ghost away were made. A big fire was lit, and a man in red started chanting strange words loudly. Next exercise, word quiz. Part B. Suspense. Next exercise, hot questions. Number 1. Superstitions are beliefs or practices for which there seems to be no logic or significance. They are born either out of fear or ignorance. They cause negative impact on how people conduct themselves. These are baseless notions which may hinder people from taking strong decisions and grip people with unknown fears. Part 2. Tradition refers to a set of beliefs or custom that has been passed on from one generation to another over the years. Superstition is the belief that particular events happen in a way that science or logic cannot explain. Next exercise, talk India Gate. This is the heading. India Gate is situated at Rajpath in New Delhi. The monument, which was designed by Sir Edwin Lutyens, has names of hundreds of martyrs inscribed on it. It is 42 meters tall. The whole monument is made up of granite and sandstone. The construction of India Gate started in 1921 and was completed in 1931. India Gate was known as All India War Memorial before the country gained independence. Teachers should encourage the student to have a discussion in the class. Next exercise, grammar, reported speech, part A. Number 1, answer part A. Ragini said that she gets up every morning at 7 o'clock. Number 2, part C. They said that they had lived there for a long time. Exercise part B. Read this story and rewrite it in reported speech. One day Akbar asked Birbal whether he knew how many bangles his wife wore. Birbal regretted that he could not. Akbar was astonished and said that he must be seeing her hands every day while she served him food. He was surprised and asked why he did not know how many bangles she had on her hands. Birbal suggested that they go down to the garden and he would tell him. They went down the small staircase that led to the garden. Then Birbal turned around and said that His Majesty went up and down the staircase every day. He asked if he could tell him how many steps were there in that staircase. Akbar had no answer. Next exercise, be word wise. Part A. Number 1 is struggle. Number 2 consider. Number 3 frighten. Number 4 thief. Part B. Number 1 courageous. Number 2 new. Number 3 frail. Number 4 beautiful. Part C. Number 1 approach, move forward. Number 2 fascinate, attract. Number 3 boy. Number 3 bony, skinny. Number 4 confine, lock up. Number 5 wage, salary. Punctuate. On Saturday, Rudra went over to Shreya's house to play basketball. They played a game They played a game of one on one. Rudra made 4 baskets, but Shreyas made 6. Shreyas was the winner. After the game, both of them went to a nearby club to have some snacks and watch the cricket match. The club was closed, and hence Rudra asked Shreyas to accompany him to a nearby snack bar. Okay, guys, that's all for this chapter. Thanks for watching Shab's English tutorials. Keep watching. Goodbye. Take care.